I hope you're having a wonderful day. I don't really know what I'm gonna call this video. So foremost, I will be showing you my journaling process for this Tuesday and Wednesday. But I also filmed some vlog clips, which I will put at the end of the video. And it's just a bunch of fun moments lately in my life. And you're gonna get so much. There's gonna be a recipe, there's like a doodling session, knitting, some things that came in for the shop, and just a bunch of fun random clips. But they're all like positive things in hopes that it's calming to watch. And yeah, let me know if you guys enjoyed or enjoy this video. As I showed at the beginning of the video, I am basing this color scheme off the scenery washi. I included this in my recent haul, and it's a really fun washi. It's like a scenery of a bunch of little peoples, and there's like amusement parks and I think a water park and stuff like that. And I don't know, looking at it and all of the fun colors, it just made me so happy. So I picked out this like rather bright pink and bright blue, and that's basically what I used as my color scheme for these 2 days. I made a little section for priorities, and I also put down this mealtime emoji sticker to mark in that I wanted to meal prep and try this Spanish chickpea stew recipe, which I kind of modified. And then I just went ahead and made my to-do list for work, as well as marked in my gym workout. And then after doing that, I started my first journaling entry. So this was early in the morning. And on this particular Tuesday morning, I just had a sudden burst of energy and courage for the idea of doing a live stream. And I was thinking, okay, maybe I should announce it so, you know, my followers on Instagram can actually tune in. But just like knowing myself, I'm definitely not a live stream kind of person. You know, with my YouTube videos, I can very easily cut out all of my stutters and all of that. So live streams are incredibly scary for me, as I'm sure it is with most people. But anyways, I knew that if I kind of plan it for a future date, I will just simply put it off or not do it. So I took advantage of the courage that I had in that moment, and I just set up my phone and started my Instagram live stream. The purpose of the live stream was to show off all of the washi tapes that came in from the June pre-order, and I just basically swatched them and gave a brief description / insight into my thought process, and it was honestly so much fun. There were definitely a few awkward moments, and if you missed it, I did save it on Instagram so you can watch it if you would like. It's about 30 minutes. My only thing is that I wish I could have better looked at the comments and answered questions and interacted with everybody who were watching, but I honestly wanted to get it over with as quickly as possible. Number one, because I had to leave for work, but also because I was starting to get a little bit anxious. But yeah, in the future, I hope to do more live streams and perhaps actually interact with everybody watching. I think it's also possible to do live streams on YouTube, but I haven't really looked into that. Anyways, after finishing the first entry, I think I went on to do some work, and then I came back to do my second entry, which was just quickly writing down the not really recipe, but I just wrote down the ingredients that I used for the chickpea stew that I was talking about. With cooking, I typically memorize the recipes and then I go by intuition from there. So I don't typically write down the full step-by-step instructions. I just write down the kind of ingredient ratios. On the other hand, when I'm baking, I'm very anal about writing down exact directions and grams and all of that, because baking is like a whole different science. So yeah, I made this little tab doodle, and then I went on to write in my thoughts for the afternoon. You will also notice that as these clips go by during the day, I start checking things off on my to-do list, and I think I also here and there add a few things on the to-do list as well. I do get quite a few questions asking how I'm able to find the time to do this every single day, and I would say there are two parts to my answer. The first part is just in general, my work schedule is very flexible, so if I just like have a thought, I can just whip out my planner and write it down. But I know this is like definitely not possible for example, a nurse. You know, if you are working, you don't have time to just like randomly whip out this gigantic Hobonichi cousin planner and start doodling. So I'm very lucky that my days are rather flexible. So these like 5 minutes of downtime is possible. And this leads me to the second part of my answer, which is that, as you can see, I'm not writing and doodling all of this in one session. I typically write in my planner 3 to 5 times a day, and each time it's like less than 5 minutes. So yes, when you kind of look at the finished pages, it does look like a lot of work, but if you kind of divide up the 15 minutes into 3 to 5 journaling sessions throughout the day, it's actually pretty quick. I just finished off this page by drawing in 2 little icons and writing down some more thoughts. Okay, let's move on to Wednesday. I started off by using these speech bubble icons. This is the mixed sheet from my shop, but you can also get like each of the icons on its own sheet. So I put down an exclamation mark to write down that I wanted to replace the payment method on a bunch of different websites because my business credit card was expiring. And then I put down a question mark to mark in that I wanted to do a follow-up, and then a heart to mark in that I did a sneak peek of one of the birthday releases, which was the washi sticker sheets. And everyone was so excited, which made me very excited. So that made me very happy. And then I used my Tombow dual brush pen in this super bright bubblegum pink color to use as a backdrop for my work header. And I just quickly wrote down my work to-do list, and I also used a bright blue as the header for my personal section. And then again, after writing my to-do list, I started my first journaling entry. Also, I'm just realizing while doing the voiceover that these colors remind me of the Barbie movie colors, which was totally unintentional. I know it's like a big thing right now, but I was genuinely like going off the washi that I was using on Tuesday. And I have not seen the Barbie movie yet, but my sister is going on maternity leave soon, and after that we do plan on going to watch the movie, and I'm very excited about it, even though I know I'm pretty late to watching it. And then on Tuesday and Wednesday, I can't really remember what exactly I was going through, but I do remember it was kind of tough on me, and so I decided to doodle this like blissful emoji with a little flower on its head, and I hand lettered in "It's not that serious," which I think is my new life mantra. I just made a little speech bubble and added in like bright pink sparkles and stuff like that. But it's true, like I'm recording this voiceover on Saturday and I can't even remember like what I was stressing over on Tuesday and Wednesday, which goes to show how unserious a lot of my problems are. Obviously there are like serious problems, but like a lot of the little things I feel like I shouldn't stress over. And just like one general example would be like my coffee. There was this period in my life, which I'm not entirely proud of. I would literally stress over what size coffee and how many shots of espresso I wanted. And it would just be like this entire train of thought as I walked to a coffee shop. Like for example, on days where I'm very tired and I do expect a longer workday, I will get a large iced Americano with triple shot, but on some days it would be like a medium iced Americano double shot day. Sometimes it would be a medium iced Americano triple shot day. I just had these like combinations in my head that was dependent on the prediction of the kind of day I would have. And just like even thinking about that period of my life is stressing me out right now. So the point of all of this is just to say these little things, I am trying to remind myself that it's really not worth putting my energy into. And yeah, that is my new life mantra. A lot of you seem to enjoy little recipe segments, so today I am about to make some of my tomato / paprika chickpea thing. It's inspired by some Spanish recipes that I found, but I'm not following it precisely. Starting with 1 stalk of celery. This one is kind of funky, but that's okay. And a little kitchen tip, I always keep a bowl for all of my scraps. Typically I use half an onion, but I only have a quarter, so that's what I'm gonna do. You can just peel the outer layer, but I like to peel 1 layer underneath as well. Roughly chop the garlic. Then we're gonna need a tomato. For these parts, I just cut them into small bits. And then for the quote-unquote main tomato, I'm gonna grate it. Here's my grated tomato. There's a bunch left over, and I'm just gonna roughly chop this. And then I just have some flat Italian parsley. Gonna open this can of chickpeas. I only have one of these like manual can openers, so it takes a little bit of effort. Drain and rinse. I'm gonna start by heating up some olive oil. Some vegetables from my mom's garden. We have tomatoes, this wonderful cucumber. I think these are chives. Yeah, and then some lettuce. I got a single heirloom tomato. So pretty. These are a recent favorite, and I love them because they are actually local to me. And my favorite flavor is the chocolate espresso, but I decided to try some of their other flavors. So we have pumpkin fudge and oatmeal raisin. And then these are my 2 favorite Go Macro bar flavors: double chocolate peanut butter chips and oatmeal chocolate chips. Super excited to share with you some new things. These are for the birthday sale that is on August 6th. I'm turning 23, and I always do a bunch of freebies and stuff like that, so this is one of them. It is a card that you can color in. Just a bunch of really silly random doodles. You can use like colored pencils or markers. Super pleased with this. And then I also have two types of compliment cards. Technically 3. So the theme for my birthday is kind of like art history, master artists, and I'm featuring Van Gogh, Monet, Da Vinci, and Hokusai. And so I created these 2 compliment cards. Maybe I should make them for the other artists too in the future, but this one is obviously dedicated to Hokusai, and this one is Van Gogh. And this is made from a really cool hemp blend card. Let me actually turn this around. Here you can see the texture of the hemp blend card, and so every card is going to be different with the little specks. evening. It is currently 10:01. I have my decaf coffee. I promise it's decaf. Why am I on the floor, you ask? I just love being on the floor. Like, honestly, there's no other reason. It just makes me feel calm. But anyways, I'm gonna do some knitting. This is the current sweater that I'm working on. I've knitted smaller projects before, but this is my first full sweater.